welcome. Uh, Sorry for the inconvenience. Last live stream didn't go well because it was just too much interference. So just had to wait for an hour or so. And now everything that's settled down, I want to get to something that was a bit important before I get into my rant of the night. When it comes to the black families, I think we had this conversation back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth conversations on who, you know, who's the leader in the home, man or woman, why women are a detriment to society, and why a man should lead and why a man's not. It's been going on for quite a long time, and it's gotten absolutely nowhere. I was just on a particular panel today, and no, I was just say not too long ago, and we're not in the right place. We will never be in the right place. We will never be in the right place in the right situation in the right time. There's going to have to at some point be a reset. But the problem is we don't own and control nothing. We don't own and control anything. We are just too separated from each other. We just need a complete reset. And how we do this reset, we just need to, if we have to go on many of panels and vent, that's fine. I'd rather us get it over with and get it out the way, because we've been talking about this same shit for 10 years. Talking about, and it's all engineered, in my opinion. All this talk about there ain't no man in the home and the woman's been holding it down for years. All this stuff is engineered for a reason. It's because the white people in white supremacist society knows that the woman is weak and knows that their competition is the male. So what do? They put the woman in front of them. They put the woman in front of the man, and they give that woman a choice. And while the man's choice, it's either a low-level job. If he does not keep that low-level job, and very little discipline, very little education, he cannot be competitive. He cannot compete. Thus, they'll give the woman any and everything. They'll give a woman a job. They'll give the woman, welfare. They'll give a woman a company car. When you have that man striving and thriving to keep his family afloat, it's a threat. Because the norm of it all, the intel of it all is to get rid of each and every single one of you. That's the telltale of it all, is to get rid of each and every single one of you, because all of us know how to reproduce a child like that. White folks cannot reproduce any other child but their own. They can't make black children. Only black women can make black children. Two black people can get together and make a white baby, which is referred to as light skin. They have the genetic code, the generics to do all these type of things. But we need to do, and I'm gonna get off this because we've been on this for too damn long. What people need to do is that in a particular channel, we sit there as long as we can, and we just need to vent. We need to vent, come up with a conclusion, come up with a solution to our issues, because at this point, you have someone who does not have daddy issues. The particular person that I'm talking about was given everything, was given everything, uh, just handed everything with a silver spoon in his mouth, and is rich beyond means. Yes, I'm talking about Donald Trump. A black man has to work twice as hard, twice as much, get his education, get his certification, and the next thing you know, he has to make ends meet at Taco Bell. You don't want to put him in these particular, you don't want to put him necessarily in these particular jobs that make no more than, I would say, $25 to $35 an hour. No, that's not the case, because he doesn't want to be competitive, or you don't want to make him ahead of something. Or if you make him ahead of something, he's being talked about like a dog. What happened in the case of Obama? He was being called the N-word. He was being called a lot of names. He got embarrassed by some crazy white woman. But when a white man such as Trump is in that same position of power, all he has to do is throw up the middle finger. At least he tells you. At least he tells you how he feels. We can't say anything particular because it's always back. It's always a crossfire. It is always a crossfire. We had to deal with so much. And as a community, we are just too separated from each other. I mean, if it's not about FBA, it's about Adolfs or or fighting with Pan-Africanists, or we're fighting with Israelites, or we're fighting with black females, or we're fighting with males. This is orchestrated. And it's been orchestrated for a very, very long time. But nobody wants to speak. Nobody wants to say this but me. I ignore all the nonsense. I ignore all of it because I know it is orchestrated, and it's been plotted, and it's been planned for a very, very long time. We are still operating on the Willie Lynch chip. You can go online all day. People still operating on the Willie Lynch chip. Until somebody is able to speak up, I'm not saying, you know what, show up and show out. It's not about women taking over the household and doing anything, because they've been doing that for quite a while. When they was in the yards and the fields picking cotton, that's what they were doing with y'all. So let's not trip. That's what they were doing with you. So it's best that you swallow your pride, men, and you swallow your pride, woman, and get together and solve this problem. Otherwise, we're going to be extinct like the dinosaur. I said what I said, and I said what I meant. And speaking of being privileged, Donald Trump is the most privileged person, the most disrespectful person, and he can get away with damn near everything he wants. Just today, he was disrespecting John Leo's the 14th, the one of the 14th popes or whatever. I'm not. Once again, I'm not. I'm not Catholic, but you're this idiotic person that just because you have money, just because you have resources, just because you're the president, just because you have immunity, that you can go around disrespecting any and everybody you want. Well, this coming November, if we don't go to the polls, and everything should just be dotted blue, dot 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 dot. And once the Democrats take their power back, at this point, invoke the 25th Amendment, let his ass go. He's doing too much, he's saying too much, and people are letting him get away with murder. Mainly the Supreme Court is letting them get away with it. Unless you want him for another 3 years, that is mainly up to you. But you know what's going to happen. I already know what is going to happen. What is going to happen is he doesn't have to say anything. He doesn't have to say anything. He doesn't have to do anything. Of course, he's gonna talk your ear off, but mainly all he has to do is just snap his fingers, and it's off to the races. He's cut off funding from HBCUs. He's cut off your museums. He's cut off SNAP and WIC. Mainly the main things, some people do need WIC. Some people do need SNAP benefits. But he's ultimately saying, all this is a scam. You need to work. I was like, well, I understand we need to work, but there are some people who don't want us to work. We have to go through hell and show improvement. And show improve each and every single day. While you going around smiling and running amok and doing the whole and starting a blockade, which is unnecessary, you're going to get us hurt. Of course, we have the finest military in the United States of America, but even that has consequences. So that's what I mean when I mean privilege. He can destroy the West Wing. He can make a coin out of his facial features, saying that this is his money and these are his coins, these are his Bitcoins. Purchased from me. He can make shoes, he can make tennis shoes, he can make gold cards. But the one thing that he wants out of any and everything is loyalty. But what he is doing, it is going too far. And if you're he's going to call you a traitor. He's going to call you that. If you lash out at him, he's going to lash out at you. Whatever happened to higher standards? I guess when it comes to white America, there is no such thing as high standards. It's called dominance with power, wealth, and influence. And that's what Donald Trump has: power, wealth, and influence, and resources. Black people have resources, but yet no power. If you have power, you would have been the number one vote. You would have been the number one voting in America. Black people themselves would have been the number one voting bloc of America, and you would have decided as a coup to vote in the people that you want to vote in as a whole, as a voting block. Dr. Claude Anderson has been teaching this for years, and yet I have yet to see that at least 85% strong. But instead, you're tribalisms. It's all a bunch of tribalisms going on. And as a black man, and as a black man, and vis-a-vis a black woman in America, we are getting sick and tired of the tribalisms. We are getting sick and tired of the separations. Black man, black woman, we are too separated. Black man, we are too separated. We are way too separated from each other. What works for you may not work for me. So why not get together and form a coup? One family under one unit, under one unity, one unity. Pan-African to me is the oldest ideology in history. But apparently it's not work. It doesn't work for the black man in America. But yet, you feeling the sting at the gas pump, ain't you? You're feeling the sting at the grocery store. It's like, well, black man can make ends meet. We can do what we can do with this little bit that we have, but it only gonna last but so long. Remember, he took away your SNAP benefits. He's taken away your HBCUs. Hell, he's taken away your museums. He's taken away Black history. He's even said that Donald Trump himself said that civil rights should have been a white man's idea. Because what they were going through, they were being racially profiled. This is Trump. Reparations should have came to him because he was being allegedly cheated at the polls. He wasn't cheated. He cheated himself. So now you got the people who were tap dancing and shaking their asses for Donald Trump and sucking them off, allegedly. They are now coming after him and wagging their finger at him and saying, "Oh, no, this is not right, Donald Trump. You're not right." And he's lashing back at him. I mean, we covered this, but I just want to let you know this does nothing. You're coming up on your live streams, you're coming up on your podcast, and you are chastising this man, not knowing that he is well capable of chastising you back through his own social media page, True Social. That's what he does. He just lashes out, gets his little temper tantrum, and that's it. And I'm not saying you don't have the right to do that. But at some point, you just have to say enough is enough. Now, I'm not a big fan of Candace Owens, but I have to say at right now, I would listen to any and everything she has to say at this juncture. Tucker Carlson, I'm not a big fan of his. But at this point in stage, I would listen to him when it comes to Trump being have taken his presidency away. But most likely, this is on the Supreme Court. This is on the Supreme Court. This is on them.
What? Is everybody okay? No one around him is okay. And I'm making fun of it, but I want to be clear that he is truly, and I do not say this to be extra, I do not say this to be formative, he is truly under demonic influence. You see that in the prayers, and I have to say respectfully, it was definitely something which I am hopeful, and please forgive me if I'm out of line here, but I'm hopeful that more cardinals, more princes of the church will speak out against the role that some of our bishops have had in this. I think some of them have gone too political. Bishop Barron standing beside Paul White during that prayer, and his excuse is why I was there. But then you should make a statement after and say, this is wrong. This is wrong. I didn't mean to be. I didn't know what she was going to say when she prayed, but what she said was wrong and it was blasphemous. And no, Trump. This is Easter, and Trump has nothing to do. He is nothing like Jesus Christ. In fact, Trump is not even a Christian. And so there is a role here that I think the Catholic Church should step in a really big way. I think there are too many TV bishops, too many TV pastors, too many people that have turned what it means to be a Christian into reality TV. Frankly, you can wear the clerical robes and be presenting yourself as something totally different. There needs to be and there has been thus far, a very severe reaction.
Name one or many incidents where Donald Trump is actually helped someone in need. Name a time, a date, a place, a video, a email, a fax, what country, what state, what city, what state, what origin, what region has Donald Trump ever helped anyone? I can actually see Donald Trump passing by, homeless people and saying they're disgusting. I don't want to touch them. They're disgusting. I don't want to touch them. They're very diseased people. If he could talk to the Pope the way he could talk to the Pope, and it's like, I don't like the Pope. I don't like the Pope because he's basically not America first. So the Pope not necessarily lashing out at you, but they're saying that mainly you're wrong in what you're doing, and what you're doing is not America like. And your only rebuttal, your only reaction is to disrespect a person who is telling you the truth. I am afraid that no one can tell this man anything, not because he has immunity, not because of none of that other extra stuff. I just think he is comfortable in his position, and he's just lashing out. He continues to lash out at Letitia James, even though, the media likes to ask stupid ass questions. He's lashing out on Letitia James, lashing out at Jasmine Crockett, lashing out at AOC, lashing out at Candace Owens, lashing out at Tucker Carlson, and Megyn Kelly now. And Megyn Kelly spoke up. I'm getting tired of his stuff. That's what came out of her mouth. But again, These are the same people, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Tucker Carlson, who were towing the line. Remember? These are the same individuals who were just towing the line for Trump. And look where it got him. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the list goes on and on and on, lashing out. And now they want to say, no, Trump, it's wrong. It's wrong what you're doing. It's wrong that you starting up the blockade. It's wrong for you to come after Israel, understanding that they can't make a nuclear weapon within weeks. You can't make a nuclear weapon within weeks. You can't make a nuclear weapon within months. You can't, it's going to take years. Donald Trump can't even present any type of evidence that says that he can't present any type of evidence, any type of facts. He's not a logical person. So what does he do? Lashes out. And now other ships, other tankers, other ships are in particular countries, not in Iran, but in other countries around that amuse, who are afraid if they leave their port, they're in trouble. This is coming from y'all's president. Netanyahu went to the dentist and it took an hour. Why? That's where it usually takes us an hour. They are still beyond this. well. Here's the thing. Trump is very well. Trump is very, very sick mentally. We all know this. That, and when I showed you the debate that he had with Kamala Harris, and if you notice, I'm gonna backtrack her a little bit, and I'm gonna go to Donald Trump. You notice if you rewind that tape of Candace Owens, right, when he had that debate with Donald Trump, notice that Donald Trump is what he said then is saying the same thing now. He's either going off of a script or someone is basically telling him what to do, in my opinion.
Just all across the faith, and everybody, every Catholic bishop, every Catholic cardinal, but Catholics in general, you can't support Trump. You cannot support Trump in this moment. And I have to say, His Holiness was very precise in how he responded to the attacks. If we could just pull up that video of what he had to say, take a listen.
Obviously, he said that the message of the church, my message, the message of the gospel, blessed are the peacemakers. I do not look at my role as being political, politician. I don't want to get into a debate with him. I don't think that the message of the gospel is meant to be abused in the way that some people are doing. And I will continue to speak out loud against war, looking to promote peace, promoting dialogue and multilateral relationships among the states, to look for just solutions to problems. Too many people are suffering in the world today. Too many innocent people are being killed. And I think someone has to stand up and say, there's a better way to do this.
Now let's cut to what Trump had to say when he was asked about why he attacked the Pope. Take a listen.
Why did you attack Pope Leo on Truth Social?
I don't think he's doing a very good job. He likes crime, I guess. He hit us thick of it. He's worried about fear. What about the fear when the ministers and the priests and all of those great people that were arrested during COVID And in many cases, they're outside 10 feet apart, and they were arrested. So we don't like it. We don't like
What is he talking about?
going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We don't want a pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. He's a very liberal person, and he's a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime. He's a man that doesn't think that we should be toying with a country that wants a nuclear weapon so they can blow up the world. I'm not a fan of
That he damn near sounds like a Klansman. First, he never mentioned anything about anything other than I am not for war. I mean, we fight if we have to, but I am not for war. Paraphrasing. He's not tough on crime. He's not tough on Iran building a nuclear weapon. They're not going to build a he didn't mention none of that. None of it. And yet you're going on a tirade for what? Now, of course, I know he's outside and the plane's roaring and he just got off the plane, but still, take accountability. People like that don't take accountability because they've been handed too much. They've been handed too much. This sorry sack of shit has been. He's the. I want to say he's the one that Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible dreamt about. How he became great in his level, in his mind. I'm just waiting for somebody to tear that ass down. I'm just waiting for somebody just to tear his ego down. But because he has what he has, and unless November, let me see, we're in April, right? Let me see, we are in April 14th. We have May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We have 7 months left. Make up in your mind right now. When we start voting again, make up in your mind right now if you want Trump for the next 3 years. What is going to be like if these wars continue? These fake wars continue.
Guess what? He's literally trying to stop crime because what you are doing in the Middle East is criminal. Everybody is telling you that. You've lost a large portion of your base. You have lost Baja. You've lost Megyn Kelly. You've lost B. You've lost Alex Jones. You've lost, and that's just in terms of the commentariat, if you will. And you refuse to see reality. You just refuse to see reality. You're so convinced that you can just drop another tweet, and of course, he then dropped a picture of himself as Jesus Christ on top of that, and got even backlash from the Protestants who said this is completely inappropriate. And his response,
I'm sure you've seen this before. Hold on. I'm sure you've seen this one before. But this is the hypocrisy and the contradiction of it all. He's not a Christian. His last term, when he was sworn in, he held the Bible upside down. Donald Trump, your president.
the image, by the way, if you have not seen it, obviously, healing the sick. And his response to dropping that was that he didn't realize that was supposed to be Jesus, and that he thought that the AI image was suggesting that he is a healer and a doctor, because he is a doctor in his own mind. So that's his excuse for just continuing to be so disrespectful to Christians. He offered, as opposed to just saying, I'm sorry, this AI image was not appropriate, it went out, people were not thinking, thought it was funny, poor taste. He came out with an excuse that he thought he was a doctor. Take a listen.
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and it had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, "How did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better."
He thought he was a Red Cross doctor, so that's why he posted it. Because like obviously he was what year was that? Ashley, he was a doctor. Skylar, I'm sorry, I say to producer. Can we ask Charlie GPT? When did he? Wow, where it's not coming up for us that Trump was ever a doctor. So I don't know why he would feel that the image was relating to him as a doctor for Red Cross healing the sick. That seems, and wearing that particular getup doesn't feel to me like he was a Red Cross doctor. But that's the slop we're getting. It's been a sloppy year, my friends. It's been a fetty sloppy year. And so we're just gonna keep getting it. We're just gonna keep getting it. Anyways, let's get to some comments before.
I mean, that's what you're gonna keep getting for a whole 4 years, or for the next 3 years. It's kind of funny actually. When I covered it, and I continue to cover that, the magnitude of supporting, the magnitude of gaslighting that I keep hearing from other people about this guy, it's very, very strange. But yet we live in strange times anyway. For a person to say that, for Eugene Carroll, how much of a liar she was, and that Donald Trump is a saint. He can do no type of wrong. It is mind blowing to me. What he said about his daughter, what he had another man say about Donald Trump's daughter, is mind blowing to me. But apparently that was in yesteryears. It's mind blowing. It's upsetting, but yet you got people trying to tell this man something, and he doesn't take it into account. He doesn't take nothing into account. So let's hear what these other people have to say about it.
Now here's our president, not even a month and a half into the conflict, which we are not winning, by the way, because the Straits of Hormuz are not open. There's one way to keep track. That's the measurement. Saying that we're going to use our military to kill the civilians of this country, to use the U.S. military, our military, to destroy civilian infrastructure.
What he is saying is correct. And I'm not a Tucker Carlson fan by any means, but paraphrasing, if he were to get upset, I'm talking about Trump, if he were to get upset, I would impose you to not give this man, this crazy, deranged, delusional man, the launch codes. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Auntie, how you? Do not give him the launch codes. Do not give him anything that has anything to do with launching a missile up in the air. Or yet, as he stated, I'm going to paraphrasing, he is going to wipe society or ran society away. I took away this, I took away that, and I took away their satellites, destroyed their missile and tech. I destroyed their planes, destroyed their satellites, yada 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 yada. I'm like, they did the same thing to you too. The only difference is you have more than they do. And the United States wants to make this firm excuse that Israel is there are two cases. I almost forgot. There are two cases. Well, one said that they don't have anything. The other person stated, I believe is one of the generals. The other general stated that they still can't listen. They are winning, whether you want to know it or not. You know how they're winning? Because the strait's still closed. And if you open up the strait, guess what? You're going to have to pay them a fee. You're going to have to pay them a fee of $2 million per ship. $2 million per ship. That will be their reparations. Their reparations. But there might be some booby traps in that particular area. Yeah, for you. This don't make no sense. Don't make no sense at all.
Modern country, what happens when it loses power? Well, people die. Babies connected to incubators die. People in hospitals die.
Yep.
It is vile on every level.
Tucker Carlson leveled the harshest criticism of Donald Trump, offering a scathing monologue, calling Trump out for threatening Holocaust on the Iranian people. Now, before we get into it, Cenk, he even defended Muslims in the face of Trump's mockery of the Muslim faith and more. Your 2 cents.
Yeah, I was shocked by how severe this was. So he basically talked about how Donald Trump's not a real Christian. And there's a fact in here that I never knew that is devastating about Trump in regards to the Bible. And in fact, some are saying, and I can see why, having watched it, that he's implying that Trump is the Antichrist.
Yeah.
That is, wow. Tucker Carlson, who helped Trump in all those elections, now saying that Trump is evil. It is amazing.
Now, Tucker Carlson's monologue came out prior to Trump threatening to wipe out Iran's civilization. However, the monologue came after Trump had posted this on Truth Social. Tuesday, and by the way, this was on Easter morning. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the effing strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. President Donald J. Trump. Now, before we get to more video highlights, I want to address what Tucker had to say about Trump in the Bible. He apparently noticed that when Trump was inaugurated for the second time, he didn't put his hand on the Bible. I didn't notice it, and it bothered him, but he just kind of ignored it, didn't say anything about it until the issue came up, and he mentioned it in this monologue. And so he feels that Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible because he was intending to carry out some of the actions that he's been carrying out. And some interpreted what Tucker Carlson had to say there as calling Trump the Antichrist. I didn't get that feel, but maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention.
He kept talking about this is not Christianity.
Right.
And this is something else, something different, something opposed to Christianity. Okay. So now you could say maybe he was referring to another religion. Clearly it wasn't Islam because he said positive.
Again, can you name a time and a place where Trump has actually quoted scripture? Can you name a time and a place? I can't name it, and I know you can't either. Can you name a time and a place where he's absolutely quote scripture or said something, maybe something to the point where he said Jesus Christ, and he used it in context, but that's the only time he ever mentioned Jesus Christ. Can you name a specific time and a specific place where he actually quoted scripture? You can't do it.
Positive things about Islam, or I'm not a Christian, so I'm not that well versed in what is the opposite of Christianity. But we've all heard in popular culture Satan, Antichrist, etc. And he kept saying this is the opposite of Christianity, and saying like, why did he not put his hand on the Bible? That shows you that he does believe in the Bible.
What?
And that he's planning to violate that oath. That's why he didn't put his hand on it. And he talked about how this kind of like stealing from the Venezuelans is the opposite of what Christ would do and what Christians would do. Threatening to kill all these people is the opposite of what Christians would do. So it was super heavy criticism and very much on religious grounds.
No, I mean, as someone who grew up going to Sunday school every Sunday until I was 19 years.
Bro, you don't start wars. You defend your home. You don't go to somebody else's home and violate their home. That's not the Christian way. Unless I've been asleep for, I don't know, over some decades here, because as I recall it, you're supposed to love thy brethren. If the enemy slaps you on the cheek, let him slap the other one. I didn't know temper tantrums got you, or temper tantrums and bombing Venezuela and bombing Nigeria and threatening to take over Greenland. I did not know that was the Christian way to do so. And again, going back to Nebuchadnezzar, this is the reason why he had that dream. This is the reason why he had that vision. But now you're making excuses for Trump just because he didn't put his hand on the Bible. He swore an oath to the United States. He's swearing an oath to the people of the United States, not just the people of the United States, because he's also responsible for international issues as well. But he swore an oath. That's one of the reasons why he put your hand on the Bible, because you're swearing an oath. This has necessarily nothing to do with Christianity. You're swearing an oath. If you don't swear an oath, that means you're lying. Means you're lying. You're gaslighting.
I appreciated what he had to say.
One nation under God, correct.
Christianity, thanks to so-called Christian Zionism, has been bastardized in this country. People have been brainwashed into thinking supporting a foreign government is what will get you into heaven. Luckily, the church I went to wasn't brainwashed by that unhinged Zionist ideology. But I hate the fact that Christianity has been smeared as something that it is not. But putting that aside, Tucker Carlson also had some thoughts on what Trump had posted on Easter morning, and here's what he had to say.
It is vile on every level. It begins with a promise to use the U.S. military, our military, to destroy civilian infrastructure in another country, which is to say to commit a war crime, a moral crime against the people of the country, whose welfare, by the way, was one of the reasons we supposedly went into this war in the first place. They're being killed by their government. We have to rescue them. And now here's our president, not even a month and a half into the conflict, which we are not winning, by the way, because the Straits of Hormuz are not open. There's one way to keep track. That's the measurement. Saying that we're going to use our military to kill the civilians of this country who didn't choose the war. They got nothing to do with it. They're like civilians everywhere.
Now, unfortunately, Trump only doubled down on his threats this morning, writing the following on Truth Social, essentially threatening Holocaust. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? Today, luckily, it was announced by Trump that Iran agreed to a 2-week ceasefire. And we've been skeptical.
That was Pakistan.
Of that only because Trump is a pathological liar and usually says that there are good negotiations happening because he wants the oil markets to respond favorably to that. And by the way, the fact that oil markets do respond favorably to that should make you realize that the markets are just built on a house of cards. Total BS. However, the New York Times is reporting, you can do with that what you will, that Iran has also agreed.
Yeah, but it's way more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Because Iran is declaring victory, and they're saying that Trump accepted their 10-point plan and will now pay reparations to Iran for the war. That is not what Trump said. These guys are talking past each other.
They are.
They're not even negotiating. So Trump said, we consider the 10-point plan, which is backing down massively from what he said before. Now the Iranians are saying, good, okay, he accepted the 10-point plan. We're expecting our reparations. And we have won this war.
The one thing he keeps complaining about is the uranium that supposedly, allegedly was coming through China. I don't think China ever gave him anything, possibly some rocket fuel or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But it wasn't what you think it was, because the material that you need comes from, I think it comes from Russia. It doesn't come from China. China is not necessarily giving you what they want to give you. Because, again, everybody has a boom boom. I can't say what I want to say on this platform because, again, we're super sensitive, and I just got my monetization back, so. And I almost forgot, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for putting that up there.
Declaring victory. So none of that happened. The Iranians are not correct. They have not won the war. They're not going to get reparations. Trump is not correct that the Iranians agreed to open up the Strait of Hormuz.
And they're not directly negotiating. They're speaking through Pakistani negotiators, or mediators, I should say. So that's important context to keep in mind. By the way, guys, we're live right now, obviously, and this story is developing rapidly. So please bear with us as we give you updates, throughout the broadcast. But let's get back to Tucker Carlson and what he had to say in that last clip that we showed, Jake. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, so look, he keeps pounding on this message of opposite of Christianity. Then he got to Paula White, and Paula White is this ludicrous Christian Zionist preacher, like they almost all Trump's preachers are.
A charlatan.
Yeah, and she started comparing him to Jesus Christ. And that's where Tucker really lost it. And he's like, this is the most sacrilegious thing you could do in Christianity, to compare any human, let alone a politician, to Jesus Christ. What are you doing? I mean, and then he says, you've got these dopey beta pastors in the background nodding along with this. No one is Jesus Christ, let alone Donald effing Trump, right? So what Tucker's doing in terms of getting that message out to millions of right-wingers who watch him, is enormously important.
So important. Yes.
We couldn't get that message to them, but Tucker is getting that message to them, and they're beginning to see with their own eyes. Yeah, why didn't he swear on the Bible?
Many reasons, sir. We just went over that. I'm gonna move forward. I never heard of this other guy. I never heard of, what's his name, Tom Jones or something. What? I can't stand her. I just can't stand certain people.
That is the definition.
Okay. Now I never heard of Alex Jones. That's his name, Alex Jones. I never heard of Alex Jones before. What's Alex Jones had to say?
Further, and I was surprised at this. I know he was against what we did in Venezuela, but he was very adamant. And eventually, it might come to a point where people go, we're doing the law of the jungle, and God's law doesn't matter, human rights doesn't matter, the international law doesn't matter. Well, now we're going to take America's stuff. By the way, there's already a country doing that, and that's Israel.
Only 25th Amendment is asked.
The problem is to get the 25th Amendment is harder than impeachment. You have to get 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the
So
Senate.
what do we do?
A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. That is the definition of genocide. Not a war, not a defensive war, but a literal bombardment like Martians, I guess we don't have defense.
That was Alex Jones floating the notion of invoking the 25th Amendment to oust President Donald Trump from the White House. Alex Jones, who's not a Democrat, not a lefty, but is clearly very disturbed by some of Trump's posts on Truth Social, including the one where he threatened to end Iran's civilization. Now, that came prior to this fragile 2-week ceasefire with Iran, which I don't know if it's even going to last another minute, to be honest. Like, all the updates I'm seeing give me a sense that this ceasefire is done already. But for the purposes of this discussion, let's focus on the 25th Amendment, because he's not the only one in favor of invoking the 25th Amendment. Similar calls started popping up on Sunday after Trump issued this unhinged Easter morning message on Truth Social saying that Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the effing straight, you crazy bastards. Okay. He then later decided to threaten.
Okay. Again, she gets on my nerves. Who don't pay attention? Yes, he is a mess. But this is what they paid. You pay for entertainment, best to receive it. Those who pay for entertainment, who want to be entertained, you're gonna get what you're gonna get what you pay for. But in this particular situation, nothing's for free. Nothing's for free. Support the channel. Support the channel. Support the Cash App. Support the Cash App. Needless to say, don't believe the hype. Believe the person that's leading us astray. And once he messes up, hold him accountable. Apparently, that's too much like right. Apparently, we're just gonna just say, "Oh, that's Trump. Oh, that's Trump." We're used to what Trump is saying. It's okay. I would have voted for Barack Obama 5 more times before I even swear in, yet alone vote for a mad dictator, a rapist, a narcissist person like Donald Trump. for any and make any decisions. I wouldn't even have him carry my jockstrap in a suitcase. I wouldn't. He does nothing for me. He doesn't even make me laugh. He's just so self-important. So self-important.
Trump, with this Iran war and the energy crisis and the PR disaster. I mean, the North Korean dictator doesn't talk like this. He talks like a supervillain from a Marvel comic. Martha Green joined me this morning. We talked this morning. And she put out a post saying, point of amendment. And, yeah, we don't have the votes in the Senate and all the rest of it. And I don't think his cabinet's going to turn on him. But the point is it sends a very strong message of stop it.
All right, y'all got a 25th Amendment, this guy. This is not acceptable. This is like, he's got to go. I'm getting messages from my Iranian friends who are saying, I'm freaking out, man. Is he going to nuke the country?
They're impeaching him. Absolutely, for the war. For the war.
Because of the conduct.
Well, he lied. He got us into the war with lies. And, I mean, look at the trouble Bill Clinton got into with something that was totally unimportant. And they tried to impeach him, which was nonsense. And yet Bush got us into this horrible war with lies, by lying, by saying they had weapons of mass destruction, by saying all sorts of things that turned out not to be true.
I hope you enjoyed that compilation. That very last clip featuring now President Donald Trump dates back to 2008, when he was advocating for the removal of George W. Bush after he lied to the American people about Iraq allegedly having weapons of mass destruction. He led us into a war, right? Which is what Trump just did when it comes to Iran, claiming that Iran had some sort of nuclear arsenal when no such thing was true. Lawmakers tend to agree, by the way. Not all lawmakers, unfortunately, but a growing list of members of Congress.
There you have it. What is it that I don't understand? You keep babbling in the chat, and you don't even put no context behind your words. What am I not understanding? You don't treat Parker this way, so don't come on my live stream and treat me that way. You will get booted out that damn fast. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm not shocked and I'm not surprised at any of this shit. But mark my words, once he gets into his temper tantrums, just prepare for anything. But hold him accountable at the same time. He's on True Social. Why don't anybody go on True Social and just tell him to shut the hell up? What's the worst that can happen? They demonetize your channel. So they take away your channel. Take away his channel. That's what he'll end up saying. Take away that person's channel. I can just start up another one. Fake news. Fake news. Boy, preaching fake news all the time. Trump also did with Iran that he accused Obama of doing, which is and was a lie. In other words, he canceled the deal that he did for Iran back then. It's kind of stupid. But then later on, he's gonna put his name on some shit, like he put his name on everything. He put his name on the Gulf of Mexico. He put his face and an image on Bitcoin and currencies alike, but which is illegal to do. Are we shocked at this point? No.
Congress seem to want to
No, we're not shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. Oh, never mind. So what's going on here? And another thing. China wants nothing to do with this guy. Wants zero to do. Wants zero to do with Trump. Zero.
Alex Jones or Candace Owens, like
opposed it. Now, one by one, Trump throws each and every one of them under the bus. Gotta love it. And the one person that was spared was me. And I didn't even vote for him. I still have never been disavowed by Trump. Isn't that crazy? I didn't get disavowed by Trump after the dinner. I didn't get disavowed by Trump after the Tucker cost when he was asked about me. And even though I'm on the timeline just really laying into Trump, still no disavowal, which is kind of hilarious. People that have given their life to Trump, literally. People that were in Trump's cabinet, people that lost their livelihood, people that went to jail for Trump, people that voted for Trump 3 times and campaigned for him. They have all been thrown under the bus. They have all been totally disavowed, publicly humiliated, ritualistically humiliated. But me, I'm good. You know what it is? I just think that he really likes me. I think that I made such an amazing first impression. Can that even be denied at this point? I think that when I met Trump, perhaps I made such a good impression. I like to think that. I like to think that the in the White House are like, Mr. President, we have to disavow Nick Fuentes. He was just on Tucker. Mr. President, we have to disavow Nick Fuentes. This Kanye dinner is going to destroy your entire campaign. I'd like to think that Trump said, no, I like that guy. That was a good guy. No, I really liked him. That was a smart young man. And I'm not going to I don't care what he says.
Sorry.
Good guy. I like to think that I made such a good impression. As wicked as Trump has become, real still recognizes.
Could somebody put like $1 in the on the super chat just to see if it works? I think I got it. I think I got it working again. I'm not used to it on my. I'm not used to it on my phone. I'm used to it on when I'm on my laptop. But I think I have it now. Is it even showing up? Let me know if it's showing up in the chat.
Real. Even though he's really evil, even though he's really wicked, he's still real, and real will always recognize real, no matter what. And whatever happens, and whatever we say, and whoever we vote for, and whomever we may vote for, in the past, in the future, real will always recognize real. Look at this basketball. The basketball says, I know him. I know ball. Trump knows ball, and ball knows me. That's not like a cryptic ball knowledge, elite ball. I'm just saying like he knows ball. Real, whatever. Real recognizes real. Trump knows. He knows. Trump just knows. We're connected like that. He met me at the dinner and said, I like this guy. I see myself in him. I'm going to give him a chance. This is my top guy here. So our first story is about this unbelievable Truth Social post from President Trump. I'll read the article to you first about it. This is from the Wall Street Journal. It says, quote, President Trump called Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones, 4 conservative, once allies of Trump who have been critical of his approach to the war in Iran, losers and stupid people in a nearly 500-word Truth Social post on Thursday. He said they sought publicity and would say anything necessary to get it. And this is the post. I'll read it to you. This is good stuff, guys. Why do...
You know what they... You know what they say, whoever laughs last laughs best. Okay. Whoever laughs last laughs best. The one who cries wolf, I forgot about that part. But anywho, this we all know Trump by now. This is the same man who, when he was here in Las Vegas, had no other alternative but to shake hands and kiss babies. Because he was the president, he had to come here, shake hands, and kiss babies, all because of the massacre that happened over there in Mandalay Bay. This was back in I want to say this happened back in 15, 16, when the massacre happened here in Las Vegas, Nevada. When that shooting happened, it's like 61 people were sent to the hospital. It was a straight massacre. Three people ended up dead. 61 ended up injured and ended up going to UMC. There's a picture of him in UMC of Donald Trump here in Las Vegas shaking hands and kissing babies. That's the only time you ever seen him, because he had a duty to those people. He had a duty to go see those people. But that's the only time you ever seen him. Does he care? I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares about anybody but himself. We all know this. But we want to front as if Donald Trump can change because of his mindset and the way he is. He's the same person from Apprentice. He's the same person from way back when. He has not changed, not one bit. He's gotten worse mentally, but he's the same exact guy. Now, he's more vicious than ever before because these people are lashing out at him. It's like, I can give a damn less about Candace Owens. I can give a damn less about Tucker Carlson. I don't even know who the hell Alex Jones is. But when it comes to somebody of importance like the Pope, why in the world? I don't know what you would call that other than disrespect. I don't know what you would call tweeting out, lashing out, crashing out on the Pope like that, the way that you did. It's very, very mind-blowing.
Well, I like him. See, that's how you know I'm evil. That's how you know I might be a little bit evil. And maybe I just live for the drama a little bit. Maybe I just like to see something happen sometimes. But today, Trump jumps on Truth Social and he just tears Alex Jones, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, Tucker, and Marjorie Greene a new asshole in this 500-word devastating truth nuke, orbital strike, rods of God bomb of a post.
Orbital strike.
Yeah, Megyn Kelly went off.
And I don't know why I like it, because directionally I agree with all these people, but there's something that I just like about this. Anyway, so this is the post. This is Trump. He says, I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the #1 state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon. because they have one thing in common: low IQs. They're stupid people. They know it, their families know it, and everyone else knows it too. Look at their past, look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows. They're not even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now they think they get some clicks because they have third-rate podcasts, but nobody's talking about
Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe.
the opposite of MAGA. Or I wouldn't have won the presidential election in a landslide. MAGA agrees with me and just gave CNN a 100% approval rating of Trump, not hand-flailing fools like Tucker, who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. Or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me the now famous only Rosie O'Donnell question. Or crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man when she is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is a far more beautiful woman than Candace. In fact, it's not even close. Or bankrupt Alex. I love how it just goes on.
See what I mean? Now, imagine if Obama went on this long tweet. I don't think has Obama ever tweeted? I don't think Obama has ever tweeted. I don't think they had tweet back then. No, I don't think. No, they didn't have the tweet back then. The Twitter didn't come until like later on or something like that. Then, of course, Donald Trump gets his hands on Twitter and just starts tweeting away. But let's just say Obama was president right now. Do you think he would get away with? We think he would get away with those type of tweets? I think at this point, again, as I stated before, we know who he is. We know that we should know by now that he's not going to change. He's not going to change for any parts of. He's not going to change for anyone that has the courage, has the balls, has the testicular fortitude to tell him no. And if they do tell him no, they're either going to get reprimanded or fired. He has no problem replacing people. No problem replacing people, because he's worked on that stigma. I hire and I fire people. That's what he does. He works on he has that on his mindset. He's still instill in his head right now that he is a realtor in his head, and he is hiring and firing people. He does not have a good reputation with black or brown people. So there's the kicker with that. Now his what used to be workhorses who were jumping up and down the bit to see him succeed, they're against him now. I'm just waiting for Cash Mateo to be next. I'm waiting for his whole cabinet. And if, God forbid, if JD Vance grows some balls, gee whiz. JD, you got it bad. You got it bad. You basically were emulating Trump's words and say, get this deal done and get it done right. And he was like, we're not, I am the, and you heard him this morning, paraphrasing, he stated that I, meaning Trump, am the president that is getting it done. Getting what done? What have you gotten done, sir? Other than to piss people off. Well, what have you gotten done? Hmm, hmm, hmm. Sit him down. That's my only advice to you, is to sit him down. Hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat, hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs down, as long as I'm in the algorithm. What part of the world that we live in where we don't recognize our enemies? What part of the world do we not recognize who this person is? What part of the world do we recognize what type of strategies he had? Does Donald Trump have any strategies other than to make his predecessors rich? That's his only shot. And of course, I have to say, I was wrong. I was wrong with the whole Kamala Harris situation. Not totally wrong. I'm taking partially responsibility and saying that when I looked over that debate, I was wrong. She basically repeated everything when she said that Donald Trump was gonna, raise tax for the rich and all this other shit. I basically ignored her. I was wrong. I was wrong. But voting for her, if you had a gun to my head and you said you're either voting for Obama or Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, I would have to vote for Kamala Harris and see what she can do for 4 years. I can only hold myself accountable at that particular point. I can only hold myself to a particular standard. Can you say, after all that Trump has stated, all Trump has done, even when he lashes out at Americans, and he has lashed out at his own administration, can you definitively say you can hold this man accountable? No, you cannot. I don't bow down to any man. I'm not saying you have to. I don't know. I'm not saying you have to. But the way Trump is acting, if you don't, but you remember when he was at some dinner or something like that, and he wanted everybody to stand up and clap for him. He wanted that acknowledgement. Did anybody forget? Did any and everybody forget when he had that dinner and he stood everybody up? Trump stood everybody up. They're afraid of this guy. Really, really scared. Maybe another billionaire will get her elected. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Auntie. Thank you, Auntie. You may find that you were wrong about better candidates come election time. I don't know what's out there yet. I don't know if Kamala Harris is coming back. She said maybe she was coming back. I don't know who's out there other than Gavin Newsom, but I don't know enough for Gavin Newsom to say he's a better candidate. I'm not going to put Cory Booker in the mix because he's not running. Thumbs down, I don't recognize this channel. I don't. Well, you're doing me a solid. Not you. Oh, not you. The state. There was the State of the Union. Oh, okay. Is that why you cut me off? Is that why you cut me off last night? No, I cut you off because you were acting crazy. But I forgive you. But don't say I told you so. If he lashes out at another person, he just lashes out at another person. Possibly people in his candidacy for not getting the job done and not getting the job done right. Maybe more people as it goes every single week, people will resign. And that's great. You're not very good at this. I think you have somewhat of a closed mind. A closed mind. So, are you saying I have a closed mind when it comes to Trump? Lisa, let the man have his stance. I want to know that I'm not. No, you just want me to submit, Gary. You just want me to submit to a madman. Can you name anything good that Donald Trump has done for Americans? Because I already know where you're going with this. Let me put my thinking cap on, Gary, and state for the fact and state this, or ask this question rather. What specifically has Donald Trump done? And don't give me tax on tips either. What specifically has Donald Trump done? And anybody can answer this. Anybody. What specifically has Donald Trump done to improve this country? You have a closed mind because you don't think there are other candidates that may present themselves. I just told you, maybe you weren't paying attention. I just told you I don't know who's out there other than Gavin Newsom. I could be fake and say Jasmine Crockett, but she didn't declare that she was running. That's who I would vote for, but I would be lying to myself. So how's that being closed-minded? How is that closed-minded, sir? If I don't know who is worthy of the presidency, how can I be closed-minded? I'll read the quote. I'll read it again. No, you have a closed mind because you don't think there are other candidates. I didn't say that there weren't. I just said I don't know who is worthy. I don't know who is out there other than who I just stated. If you can give me a name, any and everybody can. If you can give me a name, just give me one name. Just give me one name. I gave you a name, but it doesn't count because she's not running. I can give you another name. I can give you Kamala Harris. I can give you Kamala Harris's name, but she stated that she may or may not run. There's still time for other candidates. Who? I'm not just going to, right now, we got 3 more years left. But then again, there may not be 3 more years left because November elections are coming up. So he might be out of there by the time it's all said and done. But I'll even do this. JD Vance. JD Vance might run for president. JD Vance is well capable of running the presidency. There you go. I don't think it would be worth it, but I'll throw his name out there anyway. What is his name? Patrick Willis, or whatever his name is. The dude from Texas. I forgot what the dude from Texas was. Chris. I don't know who Chris is. They are going to impeach Trump next year. Next year? What you mean you're going to impeach Trump next year? They bet. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Because you have to do but so many. You have to take it to the House, and then the Senate has to vote on it. But they have to vote that. Oh, got you. Don't even have to explain it. Got you. And then later on, it'll go into effect. Got you. Well, I named all the people out there, but none of them to me are worthy. That is my right. That is the statement that I made. None of these people are worthy of the White House because, number one, there are too many corrupt people in politics alone. Goodbye, white man. Have a good night. Dream your little dream of hanging Christians from trees or something, which you usually do on a regular basis. I just get sick and tired of certain people, white folks in particular, thinking that they're better than everybody else. But that's just me. If I say there ain't no candidates out there that are worthy of my respect, that's just how I feel. That's just how I think. You have the mindset of you possibly might have the mindset of a one world government. You might have that mindset. You might have a mindset of a Jason, what's his name? Jason Lee Peterson. Gary might have that mindset of a Jason Lee Peterson. I don't even want to hold you to that. I don't even want to hold you to that standard. I don't want to hold you to Jason Lee Peterson. For those who don't know who Jason Lee Peterson is, please look that guy up. Hey, Barb. But no, it's I'm not in this for candidacy. I want one worthy person in there. And I think Jasmine Crockett is worthy. I'll say it again. Jasmine Crockett is worthy. I'm going to say it one more motherfucking time. I think Jasmine Crockett is worthy. Damn it. Like, share, and subscribe. Barb, do me a favor. See if the symbol, the cash symbol is up. If you can see it. See if the cash symbol is up if you can see it. There is, I mean, people just literally just want you to vote one way. Or people just want to throw it in your mind that you can vote for this person, you can vote for that person. If you don't hold this person accountable, you are responsible for putting them in the office, not me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn either way. But if you want me to give this person a chance, I have to have that conversation with this particular person. And right now, I've seen all the so-called candidates out there already. They're not. They're not. Maybe in a couple of years, I'll probably see more. But for right now, I haven't seen them. Cory Booker, maybe. That is a big fat maybe. That is a big old fat maybe. Gavin Newsom, he can be my vice president. Like I said that Joe Biden was unworthy of me voting for him. And then people in my family got after me. People in my family were mad at me because I did not vote for old Joe. I said, what the fuck are you? I literally lost it because of the simple fact that they said that they went through the whole army. If these people fought and died for your right to vote and you don't want to vote for that, it's like, I don't want to vote for them. They are not worthy of me. They are not worthy of my time. Oh, guess who's back? I didn't say Jasmine Crockett wasn't worthy. I wouldn't even speak. Hot damn, man. Woo. What he wants to hear. But either way, I didn't say Jasmine Crockett wasn't worthy. I was saying that there may be other candidates that are present themselves. And again, I'm going to tell you for the umpteenth time, this is 2026. We're like in the middle. We're damn near in the middle of 2026. Are there any worthy candidates out there right now? No. 2027, is it going to be any different? Normally they don't start off young. What am I talking about? There are no young candidates out there. And that's another thing I want to throw at you. I'm tired of these old ass dudes. I'm tired of old ass people. I'm tired of these old 79, 80-year-old, 82, 83. No disrespect to the elders out there, but I'm getting sick and tired of old ass irrelevant people. More importantly, I'm getting tired of celebrities. That's who you have in office as a celebrity. Do you not see that? You have a celebrity and a realtor for a president who knows very little about politics, but he knows a hell of a lot about money. What are you laughing at? Locke took so much heat about Biden. Yeah. They literally said that it was my oldest cousin, and she got heated. It was a real heated conversation. But every time I call, or right around election time, they let me know, and I have to hear it on both ends. You don't sound to me like a person is well versed in politics. You're right, but I know somebody who is. You're absolutely right. I'm not versed in politics because politicians give you hopes and dreams. Politicians give you this notion that you have a freedom of choice. You don't. You have owners for a reason. If you think a politician is going to save you from going to prison, you're absolutely wrong. If you think that a politician is going to save you from the wrath of a president who, if you send one tweet, one message that this politician is going to save you from an angry president, no. Or yet, do you think that, let's just say this president rapes women, looks at children in a sexual manner, is in the Epstein files more than 1,000 times, said something very, very strange about his own damn daughter, steals money from gangsters, from businessmen, makes lousy deals, is known for being a prejudice, a racist, a bigot, because he can't stand brown or black people, but he can pay musicians to do his performance at his inauguration. Interesting. He's talking about Biden. No, I'm talking about Trump. Biden is a bigot, period. But that's who that's who Obama had under his belt that on the entire time. So I look at them all as Klansmen. And let me not start on Obama either, because I got too many Obama I got too many Obama lovers in the chat, so I'm not gonna go there tonight. I gave him his flowers, though. I gave him his flowers, and I was defending him a little bit. So you got to give me some credit. You gotta give me a little bit of credit there. You gotta give me a little bit of credit for even defending this dude. They wonder why we hate them so much. Hey, who? I don't hate anybody. I just cease to understand people. I don't hate anybody. Trump hates himself. Think about it. It don't take that much hatred to go after somebody who number one, does not make as much money as you. You were born with a silver spoon fed in your mouth by your father, old Fred. He was born in Obama was born in an island with a immigrant father and an American mother, Nigerian father, which he never knew, and a white mom. Later on, came to Chicago and started doing and went to Harvard. Did he go to Harvard? I forgot. He ended up going to Harvard. And then later on got his ass whooped politically. He got his ass whooped by who did Barry Soweto get beat by? Bobby Rush. He ended up getting beat by Bobby Rush. And Bobby Rush was a former Black Panther. He told him, get that white boy out of my goddamn face. He comes back again later on and becomes a senator for a state race. They chose that man before you knew him. So when I tell you I need to know some information before I pick anybody for this candidacy, because let's just face it, it's corrupt. It's a corrupt system. And I know what you're going to say. Then why are you trying so hard to put Jasmine Crockett in that seat? Because Jasmine Crockett is possibly a whistleblower. Never judge a book by its cover. The first whistleblowers were women. Stop it. You still never said why you had a problem with Obama. I never said I had a problem with Obama, other than him not doing shit. You just love to put me on the spot, don't you? He's talking about ignorant Trump. Why does everybody focus on the man? I was just giving a synonymous or whatever they call it. That's all I was doing. I was just telling a story. A true story, nevertheless, but I was just telling a story. I have the right to tell a story, don't I? I mean, have you read the man's book? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
And on. It just keeps going. He writes, or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost his entire fortune, as he should have, for his horrendous attack on the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims, ridiculously claiming it was a hoax. It's like, and I shouldn't, why is this so funny? Because you know me, I love Alex, and I love, he's really the only one I like, I guess, but there's something so funny that this is the president of the United States just lighting the...
Okay, I have an idea. I just have next week, I'm going to put up a post, and I'm going to do a live stream on, I'm going to try to get on TikTok. I hate TikTok. Ugh. But I'm going to do a live stream on StreamYard. And I want people to come up on the panel. I'm going to have a panel discussion. I want to have a panel discussion with the same exact people who are accusing me of not being diverse for politics, which politics ain't nothing but gyrate. It's gyrating on this fact. I want to put it better. Politics is just like craps. It's a crapshoot. You hit snake eyes, you crapped out. You hit a 7 on the wrong, you hit 7 on the wrong throw, you crapped out. You basically lost the game. Politics is just like Russian roulette. That's how I see politics. And I would play the clip of George Carlin, what he thinks about politics, but I don't want to get struck. I don't want to get struck. So basically what he is basically saying, and I'm paraphrasing what George Carlin had to say. Basically what he was saying was, other than war, other than telling people, or other than you coming up and telling certain candidates your problems, your issues, they listen to you, but it's like Charlie Brown, so to speak. Wah 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 economy. Wah 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 school district. Wah 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 healthcare. Wah 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 the air, the environment. The what is it called? Well, the thing that happened in Flint, about Flint, Michigan. But wah 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 wah. Republicans are just as worse. Wah 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 wah. We have $1 million. What? Wah 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 wah. I want $500 billion for this war. Yes, $500 billion over a war that really shouldn't be happening right now. Although there is a ceasefire. There is a ceasefire going on. So we will see what will transpire. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's get the likes up to at least 10. How can there be a ceasefire when Israel's still fucking with Iran? Ain't that provoking? You're provoking a grizzly bear. You keep poking at it. It's wounded, but you're poking at the fucking grizzly bear. Pretty soon that grizzly bear is going to take his right paw and smack you in the face. Haven't we not learned our lesson in 1979? Well, did you know Obama has sport more violent illegal immigrants than Trump? Yes! But it's easier to accuse him of it. I'm not accusing him of anything. All I'm just doing is just stating facts on the man. Which if you go to people now, we should have an Obama discussion. If you go to people now, what they know now of Obama. If I could find Travis Smiley, and if I asked him to be on the show and have an Obama discussion, what do you think he's going to tell me? I was just giving us a statement. That's all I was doing. That's all I was doing. See, I told you these people gonna be snapping at me when I talk about Obama. Our good old Obama. I'm the one. Listen, Lisa. I'm the one that said I will vote for Obama for a third or fourth time, even though it's illegal underneath the 22nd Amendment. It's illegal. 20 or 22nd Amendment. I forgot which one it was. Which one was it? Which one was it? The 22nd or the or the 21st or the 22nd Amendment. You can't be in office more than 2 terms. Poor analogy. Give me a better one. You will be my first. It's the 21st. You will be my first. What are you, a Republican or a Democrat? I'm neither. Are you a Republican or a Democrat? It is the 20th. Okay, that's the 21st. Okay, cool. But back to you, Lisa. I'm the one that told you I would vote for him on 3rd term. Least I know what I'm getting. I told you I would vote for him the third term. Since Trump wants to stay for a 3rd term, which he knows he can't do that. But there are people in his administration who will do anything to do that. Possibly, maybe, I don't know if they can do this, but the Supreme Court might invoke him to go a 3rd term. And about that time, people will have been moved out of the United States. Hey man, I'm like Ike Turner. I'm like Ike Turner. That's the one person that you picked, bruh. Ike Turner, really? Okay. All right, the one that beat up Tina Turner. You really? You had to pick of all the other worthy people. You picked Ike Turner. Okay, got you. I ought to time you out for that. Pick Ike Turner. Just because Travis Smiley did. Oh my gosh! Barb! I'm challenging you to come up on the panel next week. Yeah, so much to say. I don't know how to do it, and I gotta do it right. I'm neither, but I'm definitely pro Trump. Why are you supporting the worst president of your life? Woody, why are you supporting the worst person of your life? Have you seen the dial? Have you seen the approval ratings on this guy? Have you seen the approval ratings? Have you been paying attention what this man is doing right now? What he says, what he does, every tweet, every message, every single middle finger he has thrown up, cussing people out on Easter. Cussing people out on Easter, and you are a Trump supporter? If you're talking about me, I'm an American. Define American. Define American. Would you rather me vote for Kamala Harris? I would rather you vote for common sense. I would rather you vote for common sense. She told you outright what he's going to do. And yet he has done it. And because she called it out, I have to end up apologizing. Common sense was Trump. And how is that working out for you? How's Trump working out for you? I don't smoke weed. How's that working out for you? Orange Man is destroying the world with these fuel crises. Oh no! Don't say that. Don't say that. That can't be true. Don't say that. Don't say that gas prices are up damn near $5-6 a pop. Don't say that. Don't say that to a Trump supporter. Because you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say, oh, it wasn't too different under Biden. They always go to Biden. And the next thing you know, they always go to Obama. It never fails. They don't ever want to they don't ever want to hold anybody accountable now. It's always somebody back then. Biden is not in office. Biden is probably in his deathbed. Well, let me not say that. Biden is probably in chilling somewhere. They always want to go to Biden. She told you she wasn't black. Don't call her black. I didn't call her black. I never said that she was black. She called you black. Don't call her black. Then she told you she was black. I don't think she said that she was black. You wanted me to vote for a person like that, and then my wife is Jamaican. And then my wife is Jamaican. She's a real Indian from Jamaica. I know her father's Jamaican. Her father's Jamaican. Her mother is Indian. She's East Indian. So I get what you're saying, but that still doesn't excuse the fact that what she has done versus what Donald Trump is doing. You're talking about the two lesser evils. Would right now she said she is going to give a $500,000 tax cut to to hardworking businesses. She actually supported, I will have to give her this, in the state of Nevada, she has supported unions. She supported my union when I was working at a specific casino. When raises were going up, she supported that. So I can't say definitively that she's all the way wrong or she's all the way right. But under this administration, how is it working out for you thus far? With gas prices going up, food prices going up, rents going up, healthcare. You can ask Lisa. Lisa is a proponent. You ask Lisa, she is a proponent on healthcare. She is a real big proponent on healthcare. Ask her. Ask her. I'm for the melting pot of the country. Wait, I'm for the melting pot of the country that's an American. Well, you can be the melting pot. You can be the hill climbing up the mountaintop. You can be Saturday morning cartoons. I don't care. You still have to define me what an American is. And I will rebut to you as soon as you can answer that question what my version of America is. We might have the same idea. Then again, we might not. I'm sick of these people telling me who was not black. No, credibility, Lisa. I never heard her say that she wasn't. The only thing I heard was, and I might have the wrong person, she could not answer what is a woman. Now that's a big problem to me. If you can't answer what is a woman, I don't know what to tell you. Or maybe that was some other person. See, dipping into politics, this is what you get. Dipping into fucking politics, this is what you get. But you know what? What was that lady's name? Or Woody? Woody, you said you're married to you're married to a Jamaican? Respect, Rastafari. You know you just betrayed yourself, right? You know you just betrayed your own kind voting for Donald Trump. You know what you just did, right? You know what you just did, right? But that's okay. That's okay. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Oh, that wasn't her? Who was the one that said that couldn't? Who was the one that said it? Care thing. I said that you were a bigger opponent when it comes to healthcare. I don't know shit about healthcare other than I got 2 healthcare cards, uh, dental and something else. There are several people who said it. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I thought it was her. No, that was her. Because I remember there was a like a big, tall, 6-foot white woman who asked her that question. That was her. I have to find the clip. I have to find the freaking clip.
Just lighting them up on True Social. And because they all supported him for like a decade and voted for him and shilled for him. And then he just lights them up. Or bankrupt Alex Jones, who's one of the dumbest things, lost his entire fortune, as he should have, for his horrendous attack on the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims, ridiculously claiming it was a hoax. These so-called pundits are losers, and they always will be. Now, fake news CNN, the failing New York Times, and all of the other radical left news organizations are hailing them and giving them positive press for the first time in their lives. They are not MAGA. They're losers just trying to latch on to MAGA. As president, I could get them on my side anytime I want to. But when they call, I don't return their calls because I'm too busy on world and country affairs. And after a few times, they go nasty, just like Marjorie Trader Brown. But I no longer care about that stuff. I only care about doing right for our country. MAGA is about winning and strength and not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons. MAGA is about making America great again, and these people have no idea how to do that. But I do.
You know, something is wrong when you have people like that claim that they're going Democrat. Damn, Donald Trump does affect people, doesn't he? Donald Trump does affect some people. That is very interesting. You know something is wrong with you when you make Nick Fuentes turn from Republican to Democrat. But then again, I don't care much about Nick Fuentes. Don't care too much about him. Because the last time I made a video on him, his minions came to his rescue, and boy, did we have an awesome time. People coming up to the panel calling me all types of N-words and all this. I was like, oh shit. It was like, wait a minute. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Nick Fuentes is Mexican. But you got other people calling me the N-word. And this dude's Mexican. Whatever, man. I can't get mad at him. I cannot get mad. I cannot get mad at the guy. But hey, this was fun. This was fun. Just know what you're getting into. Next week, I will be hosting a panel. Please come onto the live stream. Do it again. Do what again? Just come onto the live stream. Come onto the live stream. Hopefully I see the same amount of people as I saw tonight. I will put it in the post. All you have to do is click the link. All you have to do is click the link and we can have the conversation. How many are up? How many are up for the challenge? How many are up for the challenge? How many are worthy enough for the challenge? I mean, you have so much to say, right? I'm really interested in what was it? Woody Roo 151. I'm really interested. The Nick thing. No, you're the Nick. No, you're not tricking me. No. No. When I had my panel run, there were Nick Fuentes fans who came up there and wanted to have a conversation with me. And we did. It was just that it came up off the rails kind of too much. You can ask Eric. Eric was there. Eric was there. It went off the edges, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh my. I think I had like 100 people in. I think I had 100 people in the chat that day, but all of them were ignorant as hell. And then I had my folks up there. It was good. It was good content that day. I bet you if I bug him, if I rat him, if I go at him on the live stream long enough, I'm gonna get specifically him. But then again, why would I want a situation with him? Why would I want to do that? There's nothing to discuss. The Nick Live thing, I missed it, but it sounds like it was awesome. You know what? I have it. I have to send you the link. I have it. I'll have to send it to you. It was awesome. It was awesome. You had to turn the volume down, but so much. But yeah, I'll have a panel on live stream. I'm gonna be on StreamYard. We can have a panel. We can do whatever. You can talk your shit. just as long as you're respectful, right? And then we can do the damn thing. All right. But I'll go ahead and put the post up. I'll put the post up sometime this week. And if people want to talk about Trump, they can talk about anything. You want to talk about Trump, you want to talk about Biden, you want to talk about Kamala, you want to talk about Jasmine, you want to talk about Gavin Newsom, you want to talk about Netanyahu, whoever you want to talk about, I'll be in the chat. Of course you are. Of course you are. I'm just waiting for one particular person. I'm just waiting for one particular person to come up on the panel and talk her shit. Ain't that right, Barb? What will be the topic of the panel? The topic of the panel would be how is your economy working thus far under this administration? How is the Trump administration working out for you? Thanks, but no thanks. I may be no thanks, but no thanks. I'll be in the chat. It's up to you. No one's forcing you to do it. No one's forcing you. I'm just saying, people who think the way they feel, I will kind of figure, well, maybe they can challenge me on something. But then again, since I'm not political enough, and I told you before, politicians think one way. They think politicians make you believe that you have a freedom of choice, which you don't. But then again, I'll put up a post. Stop it. She said she would. I'm messing with her. I'm just messing with her. Don't give her any ideas, because she might go nuclear on me or something. But I said what I said, and I said what I meant. So share, and subscribe. And don't forget to become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. If you like this content, if you've been up here this long, if you survived this long, like this content, go ahead and give the thumbs up or give the thumbs down, whichever, as long as it keeps me in the algorithm, and become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. And I'll see you when I see you.